So good morning. First order of business is we try to go out and maintain some semblance of the norm. There's no such thing anymore. Any new members, any folks visiting for the first time, any first time or new recruits? And you all know from experience, I know how hard it is to sign up for ARES and how difficult it is to get into our group. And Rob, I'm not necessarily looking for hands. Maybe I should do that. All right. Any new folks that would like to go out and introduce themselves to the group while they're here? What got them interested? If
there
not,
are some new people here like K and 6Qs. Matt, have you been here before?
No, this is my first time. Sorry, I'm trying to join in. Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me. It's fun to join you guys finally.
Oh, very good. Good morning.
Who else is new? Or first time visitor or just visiting?
Go
ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I'm Rick Shoup. I'm in Fallbrook, AG6KL. This is the first time I've managed to attend a meeting. Looking forward to this.
Good
Welcome,
morning.
Rick.
Welcome aboard.
Anybody else? That might be it.
All right.
Bruce.
Well, maybe back to you first. Since Dave's not on board, any section announcements, any training announcements that we know of, Rob, that you might have?
A reminder that after this, the presentation on Team Rubicon by Judy, we'll roll to breakout rooms, and then there'll be some, for a few people, we'll be doing WinLink peer-to-peer practice for about an hour or so after the Zoom meeting ends. That's all I have.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I look forward to the 2 or 4 stroke chainsaw discussion. That should be very exciting. I don't really have any new announcements for the section. The status quo is very much what it's already been. Everything is dynamic and very fluid right now as far as things related to the pandemic, getting together for meetings, having any regular reoccurring meetings at a facility like we used to be able to do. We are working on an event for later in the month, but it's not going to be an event. And I guess I will formally make that announcement. There's a discussion toward the end of the month for a get together. It will not be an ARES event. And there's reasons for that, liability most specifically. We're having a discussion about just people showing up for a barbecue, bring your own people, bring your own chair, support your own social distancing, only attend if you are comfortable in doing something like that, outdoor location, not indoor location, and talk to each other on handy talkies, yell at each other. Bring your own plastic or paper cup with a string so you can have a conversation if there's a lot of QRM going on, that kind of thing. So you're effectively socially distanced and safety oriented from each other, as you might need to be concerned about, or some people are very concerned about, as the case might be. But it's not a formal ARES event. And more details on the informal, not an ARES event, probably in the next couple of days, I would guess. As far as meetings and facilities, nothing has changed there as well, as I already mentioned. None of the facilities are open to having folks in there, and part of that's very much a liability issue, not just from a perspective of having to clean the room and make sure people are doing the socially distant thing as far as they should be, and as much as they should be, wearing masks, all of the other things that go along with that. It's also a matter of liability. They don't want to have anybody point the finger back and say that a facility was used, a meeting room was used, and someone came down with something, or someone thinks that they came down with something, and all of the things that go along with that. And I'll share with you as a humorous anecdote that one of my daughters is engaged in working for a large organization. I won't say which one it is. And effectively, she's doing contact tracing. Almost want to call her daughter the doubt her the bounty, person, but I won't go there. Effectively, she's given lists of people that have become sick within this organization, and she's supposed to be, and she does a fairly good job of contacting them, going through all the numbers, figuring out where they've been, what they've been doing, where they've been at, who they've been exposed to, and having to go out and chase down all those interesting leads. I mean, pretty much everything except hanging a banner from the back end of an airplane, asking people to go out and turn themselves in if they think they've been exposed to COVID. So it's kind of a interesting place to not be, but it's an interesting job opportunity. So we don't want to be in that situation. If people want to show up for this event that we're talking about, that's great. As far as formally meeting again, that probably won't happen in the near future, as possibly as far out as even in the 2023 is what some of the facilities are saying right now. Just circumstances under which we're in, and that's about as far into that as I'll go, not wanting to get into any other depths of the topic. I don't really have anything else. I would love to go out and get into the discussion for this morning. So unless anybody has any questions specifically about anything happening in the group, anything in the area, anything in the section, or anything specifically that Rob and I can answer, we will flip it over and get the presentation started this morning.
Question for Bruce?
I didn't see a raised hand, but Nighten, go ahead.
Yeah, Bruce, at some recent point, you mentioned disposal of surplus equipment. Any timeline on that yet?
We were talking about having that before Black Friday. So we're looking, what, about 6 weeks out, roughly? And I'm working on the list. I actually put together a good chunk of that over this past week. And some target pricing. Pricing stuff is, I got to be really honest, the pricing part's really difficult right now. If anybody's been shopping on eBay or QRZ or any of the online forums, the pricing for 30 and 40-year-old gear is about 2 to 3 times what it cost brand new back then. And everybody's claiming that they're getting those kinds of prices. It's just nuts. So I'm trying to be fair for the families of the silent keys in what we're going to be asking for the equipment. And in some cases, we talked about doing a bundle or two. And I know there's probably a few folks on that I've spoken specifically about that for their organization. So we have a turnkey system for them to go out and be able to adopt, hopefully, and hopefully it'll be at the right price for them. Yeah, it's just been tedious. I got to be honest. It's really been tedious. I'll go to one place and a handy talkie will be $100. I'll go to another place and it'll be $350, and supposedly it's selling. And the brand new price is $200. So, we're going to lean on we know what's right as opposed to what's artificial and what is not necessarily on the up and up, which seems to be a lot of what's happening in the online asks for this stuff these days. Good question. Thank you. If no other questions, we will turn it over for our presenter. Good stretch in the background there, Dennis.
Hey, Judy, do you have a share screen button?
Yeah, I do. I'll share screen in a minute here. And I just want